Coming up on today's show.
Even to do Thanksgiving or to do the Christmas dinner or Christmas Day or New Year's or having a cocktail party with just neighbors, just not even preparing a full meal. No matter what it is, it feels overwhelming because there's so many things to think about and do.
Well, too, and especially when you get that call like 2 weeks before, by the way, you're hosting Christmas this year. I hope you're okay with that.
The first place you should look at is the first place your guests are going to see, which is those entry areas, mudroom, those kind of spaces where they're going to be passing through the door and into your home. It's the first impression.
Preparing your home for holiday entertaining today on Keeping You Organized. Well, hello, welcome to Keeping You Organized. It's the holiday time. I love this time of year.
Me too.
Except for the cold weather, right? I knew I got you on that one, didn't I?
You knew it.
Oh, my goodness.
The unseasonably cold weather.
Yes. Yeah. Now, if we were doing our afternoon Facebook Live show, I'd say, I'm John Hunt and you're Leanne Thompson. But you're not Leanne Thompson.
I am not, although she's a fabulous person. She
is. Anyway, well, hey, give a big round of applause for Louise Kurzika.
Ta-da!
Everythingstogether.com. Louise, it's great to have you. First time in the new studio, too.
I know. I love the decor.
Yeah, it's quite great.
Lovely.
It's got these nice little soft blue tones. I needed that because it works with my palette,
Well, and it's a nice highlight for my hair.
It is very good, very good. Hey,
job.
We're in an entertaining mode, so we're going to talk about how to prepare your home for holiday entertaining. Because even if it's just having a frozen pizza on the couch with a friend to, something that like maybe Geraldine Thomas would do with, the high fluted, wine glasses and the butler. She's got a butler, you know that?
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, yes, and she lives on the golf course, and they hop in their little golf cart, and Pip's in the back,
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's quite the life down there. But anyway, up in reality world, up here in Minnesota.
where we have a cocoa and sledding party.
That's right, we love it. And lutefisk, if you're really,
sure.
Yeah,
we like it.
You betcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so, hey, we want to have some fun this time of year. And you know what the number one thing that keeps people from entertaining?
What is that, John?
They get stressed out.
I agree with that.
And
that's what my clients talk about all the time this time of year.
And why do they get stressed out?
Well, because it's so overwhelming.
Yes.
If they think about even to do Thanksgiving or to do the Christmas dinner or Christmas Day or New Year's or having a cocktail party with just neighbors, just not even preparing a full meal. Yeah. No matter what it is, it feels overwhelming because there's so many things to think about and do.
Well, too, and especially when you get that call like 2 weeks before, by the way, you're hosting Christmas this year. I hope you're okay with that. And we're kind of busy, so we can't make anything. So could you make all the food and clean your house and get everything ready? And they'll say, watch the podcast with Louise and John because we're going to talk about getting your home ready, right?
Or you can call your favorite organizer as well.
I know. It's busy
both.
time of year
or
for
both.
you. Yeah, right? I mean, get someone to get some help because sometimes you can't do it all on your own.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so.
Okay. Well, now, I know that we should always give a little plug out for our holiday checklist, right? Because planning is really kind of the key thing. You want the roadmap. You kind of want a list of things to do before you actually start doing it.
Well, as a matter of fact, John, that's how you manage the overwhelm.
Yeah.
Is you take a big task and you break it down into small, manageable bits. And that's what the holiday checklist at the Smead website
Smead.com/checklist. And you can see all kinds of checklists there, but the holiday one is a great one to use this time of year.
And let's remember to tell listeners and viewers, if there's something on the checklist that you don't do, don't feel like you have to do it. Yeah. Just to highlight those things. That's what I recommend my clients do. Yes. Take out a highlighter and actually highlight the ones under each section that apply to what you're trying to get ready for and what you're trying to do.
Okay, so let's do a setup here. We have a lot to cover, I know. What's the first area we want to kind of dig into?
Well, I think when you're going to prepare your home for the holidays, the first place you should look at is the first place your guests are going to see, which is those entry areas, mudroom, those kind of spaces where they're going to be passing through the door and into your home. It's the first impression.
Yeah, they're going to come in, they're going to judge you immediately, and then you're going to say, do you remember those boots that were in the hallway there? But it was a good party.
It was a good party, but there was no place for my coat.
Right.
And my coat ended up on the floor with all the wet stuff.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it's good to take some time to really look at this space and see how can I make this more inviting for the people coming in.
Right. Well, and I think too, you might even like start out with maybe like a role play, right? You just literally walk up to your door, open it up, see what you see.
That's a great idea, to try to look at it with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
You know, or invite somebody else over, a trusted, non-judgmental friend,
Nice.
perhaps.
Yeah. What do you
who could
see,
say,
right?
Yeah, tell me when you walk in, what's the first thing that you notice?
Okay.
Yeah, and then the first thing that most people are going to notice is there's a lot of stuff here.
Right.
There's an awful lot of stuff here, and does all of it need to be here?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of it gets there because, you know, when you come home or whatever, you're going through the door, the first thing you do is
Plop it down.
plop it down.
Yeah.
I like that. We have a little bench in our front hallway there, which is supposed to be, I think, for sitting down and putting boots on and off. But it's a nice catch-all collective for you. You know, there's mail on there. There's coats on there. There's everything. It just kind of gets
Sure,
piled
and if you
up.
have kids in the house, then there's all of their peripheral
Yes.
stuff as well.
Yeah.
We're really good at bringing our stuff home.
Yes.
And doing the first step, getting in the door and dropping it down.
Right.
But we're not good at the second step, which is taking it and putting it back, which
Right.
is where we want to start.
Right. Okay. All right. So we made an assessment. What are some of the first things we do in that entry area?
Okay, so first look at coats.
Okay.
Declutter out what kind of coats are here, because if you need room for your guests to be able to hang up their coats, whether it's on hooks or whether it's on hangers, the easy thing to do is take all that spring, fall transitional type wear that we're not wearing.
The real light one, which is too light because it's too cold out right now, but you think, you know, maybe it'll warm up next week, maybe it won't, right? It's
or for us here in the upper Northwest or the Midwest, we don't need raincoats anymore.
No,
now.
we don't.
We need things for snow. But take the appropriate ones out and put them in bedroom closets for the short term for the holiday season.
Right.
They can come back out in the spring, or maybe there's enough room there, but to stay, you know, for quite a while.
Yeah.
But at least for the duration of the holiday, get them out. And then make sure that you've got some actually nice quality hangers that you can, you know, allow your guests to hang there. This is also like an entry closet to the entry closet to your home if they're not coming through a mudroom.
Right.
That front door, you open up, and here's a closet packed with things that nobody's wearing. So get some nice hangers. You know,
you can do pull-ups on these things here.
Nobody wants to hang up their coat
on
a wire hanger.
No.
You know, on this thing, because again,
they are good for cleaning drains.
In a lot of the country, they are good, and for finding things that have fallen down below somewhere.
Right.
But in a lot of the parts of the country, we have heavy coats.
Yeah.
And you put a heavy coat on this thing, and it's going to be
Absolutely.
and they get stuck, and so. Invest in some nice quality hangers.
These are really
that
good.
are really good. You know, the wood ones are even better.
Oh yeah.
But just to have something to upscale it, if you will.
Right.
So that's the first thing.
Okay.
Get rid of all those extra coats and such. Now you also have to look at, okay, what's here that's not coats?
Right.
And usually there's going to be, as you said, a lot of things that have been dropped and run off that have been left by different family members that have nothing to do with the entry area. So I suggest getting a few bins or cardboard boxes, put every family member's name on it, and start to go through and pull the things out that are non-entry needed into each of their names, and then have each family member responsible for putting those things away.
And then you can have a gift-giving party, right, where you take their box and say, Merry Christmas, here's your gift. Except now it's November or whatever, but I'm still giving this to you.
An early holiday gift for you. Please, you know, these are your things, so put a little bow on top. I like that.
Yeah.
But the idea is you're trying to build a habits here in people that things don't just come in and get plopped. In order for us to maintain our stuff, we have to manage it.
Right.
And part of managing is maybe once a month having this routine now, build this habit that every once a month we have these bins, everybody's stuff goes in there, you put it away. And then we start fresh again instead of it getting to a breaking point where somebody wants to pull their hair out.
Great idea. Hey, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll get more of getting ready. We're just in the entry of the house right now, but it's really, that's where the first impression is. So we're going to move through the house. We're going to get ready for the big parties this holiday season. So we'll do more with Louise Kurzika from everythingstogether.com, and we'll be right back.
Look professional, get organized at myorganize.life.
Give your presentation a premium appearance. Hand off projects with confidence. Organizing products with a clean and vibrant look. Make a positive impression. Your important proposals and projects shine with professionalism. Impress your customers and boss. Look professional. Get organized at myorganize.life. That's myorganize.life. myorganize.life. We're back now on Keeping You Organized, talking about preparing your home for the holiday entertaining season. It just sounds
Yep.
I can smell the smells now, the little poopery or whatever it is that
little pine scent,
yes,
little cranberry,
the music going in the background.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're back to getting ready for this though.
Right.
So is there anything else in the entryway? We talked about that before the break.
Yeah, so if you are going to have, again, wet or snowy weather during this time of year, it's good to get some extra boot trays. You can buy some very inexpensive ones at your home center store. We have a local one that sometimes runs them as a special, and they're only a few bucks. And so getting a few of those extras, because it will save your floor in the long run. And it also, it can be very dangerous with tile floors or linoleum that are often those entry area spaces.
Okay.
They get wet. So we're encouraging people to be able to take their boots off and not have to trudge through the rest of the house.
It's also a visual cue for people when they come in, well, what should I do with my boots? Well, they see it right there.
Right, exactly. They let you know that it's there. Okay. Now, the other thing that you can do is if you're going to be having some family-friendly kind of activities, like let's say you are going to do the sledding and the cocoa and chili night or something like that for entertaining. If kids are going to be involved, this is also a great opportunity to look through and put into a bin all of the extra and outgrown hats, scarves, mittens, gloves, snow pants, boots, etc. So that if it is one of those kind of things where the kids are over and they've been inside and now they're getting kind of crazy, it's like, okay, we want to let the kids go out, but friends didn't bring the snow pants and that. Yeah, you've got some things to offer them so that the kids can go out, work off that energy, make a snowman, come back in.
Yes.
And
even though they might have like one left from one set of gloves and one right from another.
Doesn't matter.
Kids don't care.
They don't care.
They just want to get outside and burn off the steam.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so this way you're putting those things to good use and actually having them in a separate container that then you could store up on a closet or even out in the garage well labeled so the next time you need it you can grab it. Works out really great.
And even when they come back in you could just say, here's the bin right here. Deposit them right here.
Exactly.
And then move it out.
Yeah, because otherwise you're going to be picking up all kinds of things.
Oh my goodness, yes. Okay, Frosty's got the other glove out there on the stick, by the way.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So, okay, anything else for the entry, or are we ready to move into another area?
I think let's move into another area in the preparation of your home.
All right, so where should we go next? We're walking in.
So we've got to the house. Now it's to the gathering spaces, the living areas, if you will. Living room, family room. We try to avoid the, downstairs, lower levels if they're not finished spaces.
Right.
But take a look at these areas and think about your party and think about what you're trying to accomplish. Is this the kind of event where you want everybody all in one big happy family grouping? Or would you like to have little pockets of area for conversation? So rearrange the furniture to fit the kind of event that you're going to have.
Right.
And that might mean taking out a piece of furniture or two that are bigger in lieu of being able to bring in, say, some folding chairs or some portable kind of seating that will allow more people to fit into the space if needed.
I love those big circle gatherings where, it kind of goes out into the hallway and then back in and then kind of into the other room. It's not an exact circle, but it's a big thing. But everyone's involved.
Could be like a conga line.
That's right. It's about what it's like. Yeah.
That you can move along and visit along the way.
Right.
So the idea is to be able to make the space a little bit more presentable for everybody and enjoyable. Right. And that might be also removing fragile items that you're worried about. That again, if people got a little rambunctious for one reason or another, a little holiday knocked out, I don't know.
A little too much eggnog maybe, huh?
That you don't want your grandmother's, Steuben vase to be broken, So it's looking at those kinds of things, little peripheral pieces that just don't need to be there at all.
And there might be things too that don't fit the season. but you kind of keep in your house year round. You might want to move around and take some of those things out of the way. Yeah.
I'm also a big proponent of getting rid of all those excess pillows that you have for seating, because people don't all like them.
Yeah.
And so if you sit on one of those kinds of spaces, on a love seat or a sofa, and you have all these pillows, what do people do?
Right.
To take them off and put them on the floor.
Yes.
And so if you don't want your pillows on the floor,
Yeah.
bag them up and put them in your bedroom until after the party. Maybe leave out just a couple for accent if somebody did want a back pillow, needed a little something there.
Awesome.
So really think about that furniture placement and how you want people to mingle and move throughout the space.
You know what, Louise? I can see on your notes there, we have a ton of stuff to cover. And I think we're going to have to come back for another show, but we got a whole season here to do it.
I love it.
Would you be willing to come back?
I absolutely would.
Awesome. Well, before we go, tell people what you do and how they can get a hold of you. And do you do virtual, or is it just here in the local area?
Right. Well, I'm so glad you asked that, John.
Okay, good.
Everything's together. I've been in business for now 26 plus years.
Goodness. Wow.
I know. And I've recently completed the Coach Approach Organizer Coach program.
Oh, wow.
So I'm a graduate of that program. I'm working towards my certification.
Nice.
So I do often a combination of just standalone virtual organizing, but also coaching and organizing.
Nice.
Together, whether that's on site or by phone or Skype or other,
Well, and I think a lot of people want more than just to get organized, they want to stay organized. And that's where the coaching element comes in, right?
Exactly, it really does.
How do I keep this like this, right?
Yes, and also the goals. The goals of things that you want to be accomplishing around that over time, how to break that down and make that manageable and have the support that you need to figure out how to get it done. Okay. So that's a kind of a new direction for my business.
Yes.
Well,
it's only been 26 years. You might as well do something new, right?
Always learning, always wanting to know more. I do tend to work with people who have more lifelong challenges with disorganization, often due to brain differences.
Right.
So that can be hoarding behavior, that can be depression, that can be anxiety, ADHD, which is a neurobiological difference. And so would love to help anybody out there that I can. Awesome. Just get in touch. 939-8080 is the phone, and Louise at everythingstogether.com is the email address.
Awesome. Way to go. Well, folks, I want you to come back next time, because we've got more holiday prep tips for getting ready for that entertaining. And speaking of entertaining, Louise is always entertaining, so you don't want to miss next time right here on Keeping You Organized.